Hello and welcome to Steve's Backyard Bonsai. Today I got this Alberta Spruce in from outside. It's been outside all winter. I thinned it out in the fall. I left it in the pot. Today I'm taking it out of the pot. It has such beautiful buds going on, some nice back budding going on. Really nice. Some coming from the trunk as well. And we'll see what the root system looks like. I would like to try and put it in this pot. This is the front that I picked for it. It has a nice taper. This section is a little straight. There are 3 branches coming from one spot here. I'm not going to try and fix that now. I want to work on the roots. All right, let's get it out and see what it looks like. It's always a surprise. I don't do it first. Okay, let's see what we've got. And remember the front. The front has the sway and a full open trunk all the way up. There's no other part of the tree that has that, and I like the presentation. So since this tree has a front, oh, there's pebbles down below. That's weird. Never seen that from a nursery. But I'm glad. I'm very glad. And the root system does not look active yet, which is perfect. Thank you, Nigel, for reminding me. I hope you watch this. This needed to be done. Got some weird stuff happening right there at the base. A root comes up and around, another one goes under it and up and down. I'm going to try and fix this. And I really want a nice Alberta Spruce. I've seen so many nice ones. I'm taking it really easy on the top layer. I'll go around a couple times, then I'll start trying to untangle it. Probably blocking you. It's always better when I work on this side. What tools did I bring? My wooden chopstick, which I like. These are rosewood, very, very stiff. There's no flex in them at all. And they stay pointy for a while. Of course, when you use them, they dull out. Never thought about how wood is a little rougher against the roots until Nigel Saunders brought it up. And I started noticing, yeah, even my root hook made less noise, made less contact, or there was less abrasion feeling against the roots. So there's something to be said for that. So I do have a stainless steel. I think I did this in the last video. This is like a tubular, very lightweight, formed, not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something with heavy weight. So I said I ordered Korean chopsticks. Yeah, we did talk about this. I ordered Korean chopsticks, and they're coming. But in the meantime, and this is very weighty, very heavy, stainless steel, way too sharp. But what I think I'm going to do is dull this needle. This is a ceramics tool. I'm going to dull this needle. And this will give me the accuracy that I'm looking for with the fine roots. So that's the next step, very weighty. Actually, that is the next step. The step after that is these Korean chopsticks, which are also stainless steel. And if they have the weight and the end of it seems suitable, that's the way I'm going to go. I think that's what my fingers are telling me they want for this operation. Gentle clearing and discovery of a root base that may, ooh, look, that comes away, that may or may not be down there. And sometimes you got to be really careful. And there are times when it's appropriate to hack. I don't know if this is one of those times. That blueberry on the that I showed you I repotted, that one I hacked the bottom of the pot off. I'm not generally comfortable doing that. All right, I'm going to try not to knock off any buds from the trunk of this tree. I always say that. I'm starting to comb the bottom out. And this is an untangling exercise more than it is anything else. So if you think of it that way, when you hit a strand and it's giving you some sort of back pressure, you know, honor that a little bit and, you know, don't rip through it. Of course, when time is of the essence, ripping is sometimes appropriate. I'm happy with the root system so far. I haven't seen anything really insurmountable. I don't know what this is, but we'll figure that out. Coming in from underneath, I'm working a quadrant, and then I'll give it a quarter turn and work another quadrant. Right there. I'm going to do this fast for you, okay? All right, I'm going to wash the root base and come back and we'll dive into this. There's a lot here. We're going to have work to do. All right, I've thoroughly washed the root base, and it's very interesting. Getting back to my front, the root base is kind of like this. And I think it includes this knee. There's some other stuff associated with that knee that I'm going to get rid of, like that, if you can see it. And that'll be my first cut. And whatever's associated with it, I'm sure I ripped some stuff. I'll find it later. This root, I want it to go back into the ground. And it can if it follows this path. So the one on top is coming off. Here's a root that comes from down here. It just spins back around and is no good to anyone. I'm trying to see where it comes from. Okay, see where it comes from. My goodness. It comes from way down there. This one is wicked. Look at that. But it comes from way down here. And is it this big one? Big one? No, but that's where I'm cutting it off from. All right, this took a lot with it. Looking for a root base. If that's my base, I got nothing on that side, which may help me with the planting that I'm thinking about. I'd like it to be off center in that pot, close to the back corner. With this as the front, that might be fine. There's a root that comes from way up there, but I can't figure out which end is the end. So I'm going to cut it here. I think that's the beginning and that's the end. Okay, can I untangle everything now? Obviously not. I want this to work out. I'm just going to wash out a little bit there. Hang on, be right back. Okay. Okay, it's got these legs. So, is there any way I would accept a tilt on this tree? Coming out of the ground on an angle. Not with the front that I had before. But with this as the front, there's a curve back up to vertical. It comes this way, and there's a curve back up to vertical. So I could plant it on an angle. And I plan to do clip and grow with this tree because I've seen many a video where people just bemoan the fact that these branches just spring back up, and why even mess with it? So clip and grow. So with the idea of planting these on an angle, I think these are okay major root stock. If I cut it off short, it would still fit in the pot, and I think it would generate roots. This one's a double. My old branch cutters. I think I'm taking off a lot. I am. I'm sorry, tree. Look, it's double. Those of you who like root cuttings, I don't have much luck, except from wisteria. I don't think you'd want these anyway. Okay, and I think this one is fair game as well. At the same cutoff point. Okay, so I still have roots, quite a few. Okay, so can I go even shorter with those? This one for sure. This one has a nice root down low, so I don't really want to go shorter with that one. I can go a little shorter. You know what? It's a double, so one of them doesn't have a root that low and the other one does. And this one I can shorten a little bit. I can plant this tree on an angle. I gotta go shorter with this guy. Sorry about this nice root, but this might generate new roots from there. All right, let me get rid of the wispy stuff. It's only going to confuse me. This stuff's too high. Okay, and the rest of this I think is just length. So here we go. Can I spread these out radially at all? I can. Not beautifully, but I can. So wanting to keep the roots as long as possible and wanting it to fit in a different pot, and wanting to do a different planting angle, now I gotta see what fits. Okay. So, it's got an eye poker branch here, which I'm not going to do anything about now. But that's a reasonable front. So, what else has to happen to make this really work? It's gotta be fit. Goes back up. I'm going to take that off. These are too long, but not significantly so. And then the other side, with that as the planting angle, this side becomes too long. So I'm going to cut this root short. I'm going to leave the bifurcation down there. I'm just going to shorten the whole thing. And it's a matter of just going back and fitting and seeing what works. And when you get to the point where you don't want to prune anymore, you'll know it. Here's a black root. Looks, it's not dead, but there's a part of it that continues in a more flowing direction. These are too long. And this is too long. I think I'm there with the root system. Yeah. All right, put this in water. I'll prepare the pot and come back and we'll pot this up. All right, want to plant it at this angle, something like that, favoring the back left corner. So that's where I'm going to pile up the soil. Spread the roots as much as possible. Press them down till I get the desired angle I'm looking for and orientation in the pot. And height of the base in the pot, right about there. The root I had to tuck down there. And right now I'm just trying to fill all the voids that I can feel between the root base and the soil. And when you do this right, it gets pretty sturdy in the pot just from this activity. All right, I'm going to refine this in time lapse so as not to subject you to the monotony of it. There we go. Well, that does it just perfectly. All right, let me get some water on this. Let's see. I'm going to remove one branch. Got a ladder branch here. Let's get it watered. Thoroughly watered. Remember, took a lot of roots off of this. That squeaking that sounds like a squeaky bird is not a bird. It's the window and behind me getting hit by the wind and caught by the bracket that's holding it at a certain angle. The soil, I'm very happy with it. It holds a lot of water. I mixed it myself. I mix it to look like, I shouldn't say this, but I mix it so it kind of looks like the Bonsai Supply soil. Okay, it's coming out the drain holes now. I got this rock here to support it because it's leaning the way I want it to lean. And I want it to stay that way. That doesn't look so good. That's good. That rock's not going to be there forever. All right, so what can I do with clip and grow? Probably going to want to either thin this out or shorten it or redirect it or something. Maybe get rid of it. And maybe this becomes my leader going forward. I lose this whole top and this thing starts to really curve around. I can get that to be going straight up without too much of a problem. And that could be the future. What do you think? Once again, I want to thank everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I want to thank all the new people who have come on board. I want to thank Dave from Dave's Bonsai once again for the shout out that got me over the top with 1,000 subscribers. I'm really moving along and I'm loving this. All right, my little Alberta Spruce. Thanks for keeping me company in my backyard.